So this
Wow.
is the mobile view. Yes. And then on the mobile view, you have the dark mode and the light mode, You see, I can switch to the light mode. I can go back to the dark mode.
Hello, guys. Welcome to AppSheet and more. Thank you for joining us for today's edition. Today's edition is different, is exciting, and I know you're going to enjoy it with me. For today, we are having a guest on board, and it's not just any guest. This is a brother who is going to be joining me to show us how you can use AI, Claude AI to be specific, to build mobile and web applications that work with Google Scripts. So I'm very excited to introduce you to today's guest. His name is Dewinga Minyonka. I've known him from my days in university, and then we've worked together on so many projects. So you are in very good hands, and I'm excited to watch this video as well because I'm going to learn a lot from him as well. So D, over to you.
All right. Hi, Daniel. Hi, guys. I'm happy to be here. Like Daniel said, my name is Dewinga. I'm a data and financial consultant. I've known Daniel for quite a few years now. I'm happy to be here to share with you the AppSheet community, some of the things that we also do outside AppSheet, and then hopefully to share this knowledge with you. So I hope we have a good hour together.
Okay, so what's going to happen is Doringa is going to walk us through some application he has built with Google Apps Script. And Doringa is not a coding guy. None of us are. This is a no coding platform, but then he has built some very fantastic things that when I saw, blown away, and I knew you guys would love to see as well. So what he's going to do is just going to show his screen, and then he's just going to walk us through some of the amazing things he has built, and he's going to just walk us through how he built them with Claudia.
Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Right. So this is a family wealth management platform. So let me give you some context. I have a friend who reached out to me and said, well, you're a finance person and then you have strong background in data. Myself with my wife, we struggle a little bit with our finances. And so we needed a third person who is more like a neutral person to help us have a proper oversight on our finances and have like make decisions not based on emotion because I am a very impulsive spender. I was like, okay, cool. Then I thought of building something. So I quickly asked Claude, how do I do this? And then basically prompted it, and then he gave me the steps to do this, and that's it. So this, what you see here on my platform, I mean, on my screen, is a dashboard that tells you expenses, income, how much burn this family has, their total worth, their net worth, and all of that, how much runway, over how many months they can sustain the family, and this really allows them to
And all this without any coding knowledge,
no
just pure
coding,
AI.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just yeah, prompting, and then the input is very minimal to make it easy for them. They only make a few inputs. They can see their three statements, their income statement, their balance sheet, their cash flow. Basically, when they come here, you see, I mean, they can just choose whatever they want to report for last month, last quarter, and then this will just upload. They can pull a report here, download it as a PDF, share with someone else. I'm sure we can go into some of these details later.
Fantastic. This look amazing. And the first time you showed me this, I was like, wow, this looks like a professional application that is being sold, the likes of QuickBooks and then Zero accounting software. This gives that kind of look and feel. And you did this with AI. How long did it take you to build something like this?
To be honest, it was my early days. It took me about 2 days. When I say 2 days, about maybe 40 hours or so. But I
Wow.
think today, yeah, today it probably will take me less because it took me a while to figure out how to do what in AppScript because this is purely AppScript. So, like I said, the back end is on Google Sheet. And so today will probably take me less because
So
I
you're
think
saying everything we are seeing here is sitting in Google Sheets. There's no,
yes.
that's amazing, bro.
Yeah, the entire thing is on Google Sheet. I can show you if you want. So, for example, so for data security reasons, every family has their data on a separate sheet.
Okay.
And Yes, so you see here, this is for one family, the Duke family, for example. Of course,
Hmm.
this is like dummy data because this is public video.
Yeah.
You see all the expenses, as they track them in there, they flow in here, you see it. And then all of this, and all of these sheets, I didn't have to manually create them. No. The code, yeah, the code created.
Wait. You're telling me the code created the sheets as well?
Yes. The only thing I had to do was to tell the family to, because I didn't want this to sit on my drive in my Google
Yeah, yeah,
Drive,
yeah.
ask them to set up a Google Drive, name it, add me to it, and that's it. So you see sheet one is the only blank sheet. By default, when you create a Google Sheet, this is what it
Yeah.
comes with. Everything else is just created by,
Created by the code.
no, no, not,
Bro,
no,
that's crazy. That's honestly crazy, for like wow. You didn't even have to do that much. You just have to
no.
get the code put in there. Wow.
That was
Wow.
really easy. So, and I think that's the direction people should be heading now. Vibe
Yeah.
coding, Python coding is really not about memorizing script and patterns and stuff like that. I think it's more about steering. So you
Yeah.
understand the problem and then you solve it. So your job is to really direct the AI to say, well, I want this to do this. What about someone who is in the US and then they earn, let's say, in Naira? And so the AI probably wouldn't have proactively thought of that, but you now give it that context and it says, okay, so we have to build in a multi-currency feature. And then I leave that to it to figure out the technicalities. And then the
Wow.
thing is that it comes back and tells you the exact steps that you do this after this, you do this after, and then you just test. And then if you think this doesn't work, you tell it, increase the font, change this, make this, that.
That's
It's
that's it. Yeah. That's it.
yeah.
So you're more like the captain steering the ship, and then the AI just tells you, okay, that's fantastic. That's very fantastic stuff. I'm just curious to know, how does this look on a mobile view? Because I know AppScript is something that's mainly web-based. So how will it look on the mobile view? How does a user, because most people are going to be using a financial software like this on their mobiles.
Yeah, right. And then when you are building apps, you probably know better than me that the user experience is extremely
Exactly.
important
Yeah.
because you want people to be able to adopt your solution. So
Exactly.
let me see. I can actually show you how this looks on a mobile.
Okay.
Um, I can share my screen here as well, I think. So
Yeah.
okay. All right. Let me know if you can see my
Yeah.
yes
We can see
screen.
your screen also.
Right. So here's what you get on the mobile view. So I have a login screen.
Yeah.
So I'll log in here with me Duke. Then I have a password. Then I log in.
Yeah.
Right. Um, so I wait to log in. So on the mobile, the whole idea is that I'll give you an example. So someone goes out to shop and then
Hmm.
they take an expense, or yes, and then they need to track this. Instead of
Yeah.
them having to write this on the phone or come back home, open a laptop, learn this whole stuff, and then track this, the idea is to make it easy for them to learn this, like to record this on their phone.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So on the mobile view, it's taking a while to log in though, but yeah. So it will log me in soon, and then you see. So I will just be able to just record the transaction on the go. So this is
Wow.
the mobile view. Yes. And then on the mobile view, you have the dark mode and the light mode. You see, I can switch to the light mode. I can go back to the dark mode. And so here, there's a quick capture feature here. So you see here, I have like a quick dashboard that tells me I have two approvals. So
Yeah.
one features here is that when I want to make an expense for a family, I can seek
Mhm.
approval. And this is how they sort of depersonalize the management of the funds. So as a
Yeah.
CFO, I sit in between in the family, and then some of the decisions that are in quote emotional, I sort of depersonalize them.
Yeah.
So this will be rerouted to the CFO for approval. So
Oh,
I'll come
okay.
here, just go to capture, and then you see I have this screen. In just a few steps, I'll clock in here and say, maybe I'm spending a 50 bucks on, I don't know, uh, Pampers,
Yeah.
maybe kids. And then I'll say, well, I'm paying this with a debit card.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a personal expense. That's all. I'll just capture this. And so once I'm in the shopping mall, I can just record this and you see captured 50 for Pampers. And
Yeah.
so when I get home, or the CFO now can go ahead and reclassify this, assign to a specific category, because you see on the dashboard that we look at the end, they have a data analytics dashboard that
Yeah.
tells them how much they spend in a month and where they spend most of this money, how much savings they have, and all of that.
Wow. So
So
all this is available on the mobile view, right? The
yeah,
dashboard and then the analysis of spend. Okay.
all of this is available. So when I go here on more, you see all the options that we had on
Yeah.
the in the desktop view, they are
Yeah.
all here, right?
Yeah.
So I can still go in here, go back here, and then it will log me back. Sorry, I've been logged out. So I'll log in whilst we are doing this. I'll log back in, and then I'll show you the view on the mobile. But if you have any other questions here, you can ask in the meantime.
Well, one thing I can say at the get-go is the UI is beautiful. It's off the chart. It looks like any professional application that is out there today. And it's surprising to know that this is just something you prompted. Did you have any inspiration when you're going in to build the app? Did you know that, okay, I wanted it to look this way? I wanted it to have this kind of look and feel? Or you just told it, okay, I just want to build this app. Give me maybe the most professional looking version. Or did it give you some options and you choose from? Because this is incredible stuff.
No. So usually when you're prompting, it will come up with a canvas. And then I can go ahead and so I think at the beginning it asked me what kind of feel did I want? Did I want something vibrant, something warm, And then I said,
Wow.
well, yeah, I said, well, this is for a family. And then sometimes it asks you context. Is it a young family? Is it an old family? In the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, this was not multi-tenant. It was for a single family. So
Mm,
I sort of told him, oh, it's a very young couple. They
mm,
just moved from Ghana to another country. And so they wanted to be a bit more tight on their spending.
and the name.
So he came up with this. And then when this moved to be multi-tenant, he even asked me, did I want this to be customized so that the look and feel is different per family. I said, no,
Are you
I didn't.
serious? So each family can choose how they want the app to look,
Actually, yeah.
like a self-serving platform.
Yeah.
That's mad.
So this color combinations you see here will be different for a different family. What I
Wow.
didn't mention is that if you look at the screen on my desktop, you see
Okay.
here I have the option to flip families. So there are user levels here, admin, family member, CFO. Depend on your login, you can see the
Okay.
entire family or different families and all of that. So I can
Oh,
actually switch here from one family to the other and see the
mm.
entire data and work on it as a CFO.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
I choose a different family. The team
Yeah.
can change if I had wanted that.
If you had actually implemented that. Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah.
something that you okay, but you didn't really go for it.
No, I didn't go for it.
But that's just to know that that possibility is there it shows
It's
why
there.
AI cannot really you can't silence AI anymore because bro, this is
Yeah.
amazing. Someone without code is building this in 2 days. If
Yeah.
someone with professional understanding in app development, software engineering, I don't think can put up something like this in 2 days. I remember I built an accounting software in AppSheet. I have a video on that. It took me a while to get, and it's nothing, it doesn't have this kind of look and feel. So I'm like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? So this is amazing stuff, bro. So can you really like just switch to Claude? Just kind of walk us through the process. How did you do this? What was the thinking process? How did you prompt it? What was the kind of results you got back? How do you fine tune it? How do you get back? How do you maintain any if there are any issues, for instance? Like
Mhm.
how do you do this? Yeah.
Sure. I will do that in a moment. But uh, as because you asked earlier on the phone, this is the view on the phone.
Oh, okay.
So on the phone,
Yeah.
you can see the same thing we had on the desktop view. You see it here. This is the
Yeah.
dashboard view. So
Yeah.
you can scroll here and see the same thing. This is the
Yeah.
monthly spend trend. You
Yeah.
can see last month expenses,
Hmm.
uh, the expense breakdown per category: housing, health, children, food and services. You see
Hmm.
the account balances in the various accounts that they have, their loans, their credit card, and
This
everything is
is amazing stuff. This is amazing stuff. This looks very professional, very clean. And
yeah.
I don't know what to say, honestly. Like, I hope my users or my viewers are as impressed as I am when it comes to what I'm seeing right now. The UI is off the chart. One question I also wanted to ask was, in terms of the calculation, does the script handle the calculations, or there are some calculations running in the sheet, or the sheet is just purely database? So all these numbers we are seeing, these calculations are being handled by the script.
Yeah, everything is handled by the script. And by the
Oh,
way, the script is not anything I can show you before we go back to Claude.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the script is here.
Okay.
So when I go here, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are two scripts, this one and then the test. And then
Yeah.
the rest are HTMLs. The
Yes.
HTMLs is renders what you have like on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
view. Yeah.
So for those who are not too coding, the little code I know, HTML is more for what you see, the building blocks, and then the script is that's what handles the movement, the automations, and all those things, right? So the HTML handles the card view, they are the building blocks of whatever software you're actually looking at. And then the script is what handles the automation, the moving, and then the calculation and all those things as well. Great. So it shows over here that like, there's not even much code in relation to what we are seeing. And what I saw over there, you have financial statements. I'm blown away. Financial
Yeah.
statements, the script code is running and then calculating the financial statement. You don't have
And
formulas in
the
spreadsheet.
balance sheet, no, it's balanced. This is just what, 5,000 lines of code for this, 5,000. And that's it. Like, and everything will balance. Like, if it doesn't, you ask it. So if I bring my Claude, let me bring Claude here on this view.
Yeah.
So this is where I do the prompting.
Yeah.
So yes. So here, essentially, I come here and you see, let me see. I may have just a few. See here, when
Mhm.
when when I was almost done, I asked it, how do I ensure data security for this app?
Yeah.
Just a simple prompt, and it goes ahead, gives me all the options where we stand right now, what I can do, you know. Yeah. And then you can go ahead and it will break it into steps and tell you, what is working, what is not working. It will give you the code. You just have to copy the code, go and paste, test it, come back. You see, it gives you a recommendation, everything. It's
Yeah.
it's really intuitive.
That's
Mhm.
that's fantastic. That's really true. Okay. I think you mentioned off camera that it also gives you some sort of preview to the application. So that was one thing that really helped you. When you are building the app, you can actually see
Yes.
what you're working on.
Actually, yes, that's true. Um, by the way, well, whilst we are doing the intro,
Yeah.
uh, so I'm a farmer by passion. So by day, you will see me doing all this data and finance stuff. But I'm a uh, I'm a passionate farmer. So by by passion, I farm. So I also
Yeah.
use Claude to build, yeah, I also use Claude to build the website for my farm, and that's
Yeah.
what you see here. And this is a preview. You see, it looks really sleek and clean. This is a preview. I can move across. You know, yes,
Yeah,
that was
when
just
when he actually showed me this website, I was blown away, and he built it himself with Claude. Just a couple of days, he built it out. He built it himself. So I was really really impressed. I think that was his starting journey with Claude. That was one of the first things he actually did with Claude. And if you see the connectivity with this application, connects to WhatsApp, connects to so many places, so many points, takes real life data from application he also built to track his animal feeding and progress. Amazing stuff. So I'm really excited to see what he did and how he did it with the CFO app.
yes. So 1 second, I'm trying to show you the preview
Yeah.
here. So here you go. So you see. it gives you this preview here. So as you prompt, you don't always have to even go and deploy the app to see what's going on, you know. So as you prompt, you see this view on my right. Do you see my
Yeah,
screen?
yeah, I can see.
Exactly. It gives you a look and feel. So even from here, you can already come back here and keep telling it, can you iterate this? Can you change this? You know, how can we add this? You know, and this is very slick, like it works. It shows you this. So I can do, let's say, maybe this year. And then, you know, just as you have appeared on the, it's really cool, you know. I really
This,
like this
this is
thing.
amazing.
Yeah.
So what actually happens is that you actually get a feel of what you are building. So you don't need to actually leave Claude AI to go and implement it to see how it will look like. So once you are done, you know that okay, it's fully done. I can now implement it. You don't need to be going back and forth. Because one thing I struggled with ChatGPT and Gemini is whenever I create codes, I need to go and implement it and see if I'm getting the results I need. Then I'll come back and then fine tune it. But it seems that is solved over here with Claude AI.
Yes, the preview really works because, and even as he's building this, and you know, we can try something. We can ask it. Can you change the theme for this app?
Oh.
Something more Gen Z, Gen Z. One second.
That yeah, it will look like.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Did
let's
you
see.
really know?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I'm
I
back
mean,
at this point.
it's really like a bro. You know, sometimes I come here
Ah,
and good
I
morning, bro.
see.
What's up? I be like, yeah, I'm fine. What do you have for me today? You know, look,
Yeah, for all the things he's doing
see,
for you, I guess he really has to be your bro.
look at the response here. I don't know if the screen,
Yeah,
unfortunately, I don't think I zoom in here, but it says, yes,
totally
totally
doable.
doable. Before I go wild, uh, do you want to pick a vibe? You know,
Yeah.
and then it's
Oh,
saying each one targets a desktop UI, CSS variables, blah, blah, blah. No logic changes, you know. Then it gives me a
wow.
few options. Yeah. Short, pastel, brutalistic, bright. I don't know what all of these things mean, but you know,
Hey,
yeah.
all
So
right. So how do you
it's
know
that
what?
simple. So I can,
Just choose one from one of them, and then
yeah,
you see
yeah, I
how it
can
will.
choose one. Because you're my host, maybe I'll give you the honor to choose one.
Let's go with the bride. They want brutalistic
Brutal,
bride. Let's see what that
yeah,
looks
the
like.
brutalistic bike. And then let's submit this,
Yeah.
and then let's see. Yeah. So take a probably, and so I mean, most of your users probably, I mean, most of your viewers or your subscribers probably use Claude already. So there are three things here. You can use the code, or you
Mm-hmm.
can use the chat or the co-work. When I'm building stuff like this, I do them mostly in the code. It's a little
Oh,
bit slower because it takes time to really think deeply and it consumes a lot of tokens of
oh,
credit.
okay.
You can also do this in chat. I've done a lot of things in chat as well. I have a lot of other. Unfortunately, they are quite.
The chat give you the preview as well, or it's just the
Yes,
code
it
that you
does.
give
No, the chat also give you the preview.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
From slides. I mean, it's really, you know, and then, you know, I can even tell it when I'm done that I want to raise funding for this platform. And then
Mm.
I ask it to prepare a financial model and pitch deck. It will do it. It will model this and give me a pitch deck and tell me what to go and say to raise funding.
Wow.
I
It
think
will
it's
tell
as,
you what to see to as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll tell you, I feel, you know,
Oh,
uh,
I think I'm sold. At this point, I'm really sold. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else I need to convince me to sign on to Claude. I've actually had my mind on it for a while, but then the kind of things I'm seeing is mind blowing, right? And then it just makes sense,
yeah,
right? As a coder to be able to accelerate and build more things. These are the kind of skills you need to kind of jump on and get onto. So it's fantastic stuff. Wow. Wow.
yeah,
This is nice. This is crazy. This is a finished product, to be honest. This is like a finished
yeah.
product that you can actually market and sell. So guys, if any of you are
No,
actually interested, come and see the Ringer. You can see through me. I'll be the middle one. Discuss. But like, yeah, this is amazing stuff.
I mean, you see, like, look at this. This is the budget versus actual. You can choose
Yeah,
a timeline here. You see where you are over budget, where you are
yeah,
spending, or you are within budget. You can
yeah.
choose to have a cash forecast here. It allows you to have a sense of where you would be in 3 months, 3 months from now. So the app basically look at your history and then says that all things being equal, should you continue at this pattern in the next three
Yeah.
months, here's where you would be. You have this much cash and
Wow.
I'm even working on the future where they can even upload because at the end of the month we reconcile. So they upload their bank statement and then you
Okay.
reconcile to fetch out transactions that they did not record here.
Wow. So we'll just kind of do a
Mhm.
reconciliation, tell you things that are missing, things that you have to kind of record and add it.
Exactly. So it tells you that maybe you bought Pampers in the and then it shows on your credit card, but
Credit card,
it
yeah.
doesn't show here. Yeah. And so you don't miss anything out.
For those who probably don't know what Pampers are, they are diapers. In Ghana, we call diapers as
Yeah.
Pampers. Yeah, but
Yeah.
this is some amazing stuff. One other question I wanted to ask is, you've used AppSheet before, right? You've kind of had a feel of it,
Yeah.
and you've started working on apps with AppScript. As someone who wants to make that transition, what are the things I have to expect? Like, yeah, I know the UI is good. I know that like it looks more sleek and beautiful, but then are there some trade-offs I need to make from the transition from AppSheet to AppScript? Is there a way to maybe complement the two? What do you think?
Well, I think there's definitely a way. I think the one bigger, well, I'm not a very deep um, app sheet user, but the biggest limitation I've noticed from my experience is the UI. I think it's a bit limited. It's not that flexible. It doesn't allow you to really do a lot. But
True.
I heard you say recently that there's a coding behind the app sheet, right?
Yeah, yeah. SVG, you can use SVG to kind of improve or enhance the UI. It's still not what I'm seeing over here, right? It's still not what I'm seeing
Yeah.
over here. You add a little animations and images to the app, but even with that one, there are still limitations to it. It's not what I'm seeing here. But then when it comes to UI, I think hands down, AppSheets, every AppSheet user knows that AppSheets isn't the UI guy, right? It's more of getting data, filling up data, and then it works offline. That's, I think, a big seller for AppSheets for AppSheet, Power Apps, all the other platforms, they don't really have an offline as
Ability.
easy as AppSheet here. So
Mhm.
I think that's it. And then I'm sure with the AppScript as well too, it's not an offline platform, right? It's online. So for those
Mhm.
who are working online, I really recommend you looking at this as well because trust me, this is fantastic stuff.
I mean, so for your viewers or people who are coming from an AppSheets background, it's
Yeah,
just like AppSheet. It's Google Sheets. AppScript is really like on Google Sheets. So
yeah,
so if you go here, uh, sorry, it's here. If you go here, you really have this sheet here. If you have a Google Sheet, you just come to extensions, AppScript, and that's it. And then from here, you can start a new project from here. So
yeah,
whatever your Claude or your AI tells you, you come here and just create a new script and that's it. It's that simple. So
yeah.
it probably wouldn't be that difficult for your users because they know how Google Sheet works.
Right. Yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. So during that, before we go, can you just show us what happened? So finally you've been able to build your app in Claude AI. How do you get the code? How do you go and deploy it in Google App Scripts and then you now have your app? Like where is the app? Do you know? Because they built in Claude AI, but where can they see they get it? Yeah.
1 second. So whilst we are here, you see it's still working through. Like I said, the Claude code is really deep. It takes time. And
Yeah.
so you see, it's already giving me some of this vibe. You see, it's changing
Yeah.
this. If I
Yeah.
don't like it, it's too, for me, I think this is too strong.
Right.
The colors
Yeah.
are, yeah, too heavy. Yeah, I'll tell it to change it, and then you go ahead and change. But this is really to show you what's possible on the go, we can prompt it to change the entire team, and then we'll go ahead and change the team over there. And I can ask it to roll it back. And so
Mm.
all these things will just go and then we'll go back to the previous version.
Back to the previous one. Wow. That's
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. And you were telling me that when you were building this, did you have like an imagination of what you had, like what you wanted to see? Did you know that, okay, I wanted to see a dashboard, monthly input, income statement, or you just went in there, I want to build this app, give me something, and then based on what it gave you, you kind of just work with it?
Yeah, I didn't have it mapped out the way it appears right now. This one's not what this is way much better than what I imagined, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
it became very fun when I saw that this can really do crazy things because
Yeah.
the way I thought of this in the beginning was just to have like a Google sheet shared with my friend who asked me to help him, you know.
Yeah.
Realize
Yeah.
that Google Sheet, like any other spreadsheet, has like a lot of limitations. So I
Yeah.
wanted it to make it like an app, and that's it.
Yeah.
But to tell me I could do this, look, this is one feature here, goal. So families can set goals, and then they
Mhm.
can work towards a goal, a financial goal. So they
Yeah.
want to travel to Ghana. The goal is to save 5,000. They've done 2,002. You know, as they keep
Yeah.
saving, they see this here. They want to build an emergency fund to 12,000. Currently, they are here. The target is June 30th, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all these things wouldn't have necessarily been that easy in a normal spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So to
Yeah.
answer your question, when I started, I did not imagine all of this. At a point, it became fun. And so I was
Yeah.
just exploring, a lot more
What's
features.
possible? You're just seeing what is possible, and then before you realize you built
Yeah,
a QBO killer. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic stuff. Okay, okay. All right. So can you walk us through the ending part of? Oh, okay. This is it. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Uh-huh. It
Wow.
changed everything, as you can see. I
Everything.
didn't, you were with me. I didn't write a line
Yeah, yeah,
of code.
yeah, 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 yeah. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Crazy.
It, it changed all of this.
Yeah, this is giving like 1985, the 1985s. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But this is amazing, and I now understand why it took so long because there are several components that had to be changed, that had to be tweaked to give you this kind of vibe. And
Right.
I guess the rumors were right. Claude AI is something else. It's
It's the
crazy.
G, bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
G.
Claude AI. Fantastic stuff, fantastic stuff. Okay,
Mhm.
so to wrap it up, let's see how you get the code from here. Like, okay, let's say we want to deploy this. We like it. We see how everything is in there. We are good with it. Let's get the code in there. Let's see how do we deploy it? How do we get the code? How do we share it with those who want to use it? That kind of thing.
Okay, so let me ask you to give me the code. Usually it gives me the code and then I just copy the code and then
Okay.
go. Yeah, so I ask you to give me the code. In implement. Because what you see here is just in my local preview. So
Yeah.
yeah. So what it does is that usually it gives me a code, I'll copy it and paste it.
Mhm.
This is long. You see me give it a different prompt right now.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to give it
Yeah.
something else to give you a different type of code.
Yeah, because this is long and is I don't like I said, I'm not like a typical developer and all of that. So this is not intuitive for me. So I'm going to tell it to give me one line which I'll run in the terminal and then I'll
Oh,
just copy that and go and paste up there. So
okay, okay.
yeah, a line to run in the terminal.
Okay, quick question because I tried studying some software engineering. So when you say terminal, do you mean VS Code terminal or you have a different terminal you're talking about?
So there's a terminal on whether you're on Mac or Windows this. So let me
Yeah, yeah,
show you.
yeah. Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you're talking about the Mac terminal.
yeah, this one.
Okay, okay.
Eh, So the thing with code is that you have to be a bit patient because it really
Yeah,
takes like a while to run. See
yeah,
all the
yeah,
tokens it's consuming. But that's it.
This
So that
is a good bit of if you have to just wait a couple of minutes just to get something as
yeah,
complete as
you probably be
it's
scrolling
a
through. I'm a
fantastic bit.
big Barca fan and Messi fan, by the way. So let me use this opportunity. And that Daniel, my good friend here, is a Madrid fan, so I always take
Yeah, I
advantage.
don't see why he needs to bring this information here, especially when my team
Because the
isn't
past
doing
two
well.
seasons has been brutal for you. So just like the team we chose right now, it has been brutal. It's
Oh, fine. I'm going to give you this season. Well, it's fine. Next season, you're just going to see. Let's see how it's going to go next season. But this for me is I think it's an eye opener. It's fantastic stuff that you're doing. One question I also want to ask is, considering the fact that the code is the one handling the calculations and all those things, how do you kind of audit it, or how do you kind of ensure that okay, the numbers we're actually seeing here are right, they make sense, that you're seeing 30,000, that's what actually is supposed to be the total revenue or maybe total expense has been made. How do you audit that? Because I'll feel more comfortable if I know I wrote a formula and I can kind of review and audit that formula.
well, so that's a good one. So even usually when I do stuff like this, I've done quite a few. Unfortunately, I can't show some of them there because they're very sensitive. What I do at the end is that I'll ask Claude to do an evaluation.
Mm,
So it go through and tell you the strength and the limitations. One time he gave me a limitation and said, we've iterated this app so many times, and then he doesn't feel it's objective anymore for him to review this. So it will be, yeah,
are you
if
serious?
yes, that he thinks that, or I don't know if it's a she, but it thinks that it's better for me to get an external person to review this and then sense check it.
By the way,
So
I think Claude is a she. Just putting it out there.
okay. So I think one thing that works for me is that my focus really is on to make sure I push back on a few things. So I
Mm,
sense check. It works on the code and all of that, but I check. Okay, if they have 30,000 and then I go in and record expenses to test this, I intentionally record, let's say,
mm,
1,800 expenses or maybe 500 expenses and
mm,
check, does it flow through the cash flow and the balance sheet? You know,
mm,
if it doesn't, or what I expect, I don't see that, I'll come and ask Claude questions. It will debug it and tell me, no, you didn't check this right,
mm,
or I got this wrong. Yeah.
mm. Wow, that's I'm pleasantly surprised because I know AI is always hallucinating and it will rarely ever tell you that I don't think I'm the one to objectively check this out. So it's really a very good experience to actually have an AI kind of come out there and say that, you know what, I don't think I'm the best person to review this, have a third person to take a look at it. So that's nice. That's nice. And it's good to also know that you are actually thinking of something like that and already doing that.
I mean, so I think that is a world that a lot of people should definitely explore because
Yeah,
I think the AI space is as wild as your imagination can be. That's all I can say.
yeah.
So there's really no limit. By the way, you see, it has returned the line for me. Here it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you just have to run that
Oh,
thing. That
yeah,
that
I'll
that
copy
brings
this.
that brings me to a question I wanted to ask. So in terms of pricing, I know there are different price tiers for Claude AI. Which one are you using? Which one would you recommend people to actually patronage?
Oh, I pay what am I on? I think I'm on the premium. So they have three types. I'm on the last one, $100 or so.
The 100 one. Oh, okay. And I think it's paying dividend. It's
Oh,
paying massive
it's the best $100 I've spent in my life, I think.
dividend.
To be very honest,
Yeah,
this look at the app we have here. I probably would have paid someone thousands of dollars to build this, and they would not have built this in 2 days.
true, true,
you know, and
true.
it makes me super productive. I am a finance guy, by profession. I build financial models, I advise on deals. Right now, when I join calls, I take notes. I come and dump the note here and ask it to analyze the note and give me a direction. If I have a
Mm,
meeting with a client, yeah, it can build a model, it can advise me, it can give me different perspectives to a deal that I probably haven't thought of.
mm.
It's crazy. It can build a Power BI dashboard. The only thing it doesn't do is to give you the visual, but it builds the entire DAX for you.
The DAX formulas, everything. So you just need to just copy
Everything.
and paste.
In fact, I worked on a project recently where it gave me the visuals, how I should position them, and then categorize the DAX. Yeah, it tells you that
Are you serious?
on the first page, these are the visuals you should have, and these are the measures for it. And then place them this way. This is how you create the relationships. You know how we do
Yeah. Yeah.
the
The
data
data
model.
model. Yeah.
Yeah, it will create, it'll tell you this relation, make this one inactive, this should be one to many, It does all of that. The transformations, you write whether you want a DAX or the M code, you write it and give it to you, just copy and paste. So really you focus on the solutions.
You just
Like
focus on what matters. It saves you the time and the energy of
exactly.
just trying to brainstorm and like yeah, spend time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
great.
like for my farm, for example, you know that even before this AI broke through, we
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
built in a whole data infrastructure for the farm. So the farm is built on data.
Yeah.
Right now, the entire dashboard has been powered by Claude, and it's bringing out, I gave it the entire, I downloaded the entire database, gave it to it, and it told me what kind of dashboards and how kind of, even tracing the lineage to avoid inbreeding. Yeah,
Yeah.
it tells me. It can even focus and tell me when animals will be ready for sale. It builds all
Oh,
these measures for me. It's crazy, man. It's the best $100 you can spend.
that's
But
fantastic stuff.
of course, my advice, I don't know, because your viewers are quite like from very different background. I would say for starters, people can go with the $20. You can do the 1 month subscription, try it out. Instead of paying for a year for the 1 month, you can
Yeah.
do the $20 for a month. And then if you really feel you get value for your money, you can upgrade it because for the $20, you max out on your credit very easily. So you keep getting timed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once you go on the $100, I think you're fine. The max, yeah, you'll be fine.
Wow. Fantastic. So can you run it in the terminal? Let's just see, then I think we can just
So I can copy this one here
yeah.
and then go back to my terminal here. And then, yeah, I already had it, right? It's here. Second, copy, copy this, come back here. Yeah, that's it. So I'll just copy this. I don't want to overwrite my codes over there because I don't want to run this Vibrant. But once I do this, it's simple. I'll just come back to the platform here. No, this one here. Here. And then I'll just come here, the code here. I'll just do this and then I'll replace it. That's all.
So hold on. When you run the code, when you run the
Yeah.
terminal, the code appears in the terminal. Is that what I'm getting?
No,
Or it's on
so
your clipboard? It's copied on your clipboard.
yeah, it's copied on my clipboard and then I'll just come and paste it here.
Oh, okay. So you just need to create a new file and then you just paste it.
Yeah, or sometimes I'm updating. See, let me see. In this case, where is it? Here we go. So in this case, um, is the styles HTML.
HTML
So
styles. Yeah.
yeah, so I just have to run this
Override
and
it. Yeah.
yeah, yes, and
Yeah.
then I'll just come back here.
And then you override it.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one, styles HTML, and then I'll override. Remember, we are not touching the actual code base, it's just the look and feel. So it's the styling that you change. Yeah,
Good.
some
And
of
once
this.
what? Sorry. Once you override this, how do you deploy? What do you do to deploy it?
Simple. Come back here, click here, manage deployment, and then
Mhm.
I go to here, and then you see all of these are versions that I had run. So I go here, new version, then I'll just click deploy. That's all.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. And it gives you a code for that. I can see web app URL, and you copy that and then you use that, right?
Yeah, yes, yes. And that's what I'm running here actually. That's
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
So once
once
you have that
deploy,
code, you share with the person will see the web app.
exactly. That's all.
Wow. Great. This is fantastic stuff you've been doing, guy. Thank you very much. I think I've learned a lot. I know the users have learned a lot. I don't know if you have any final words for us, for our users, the community at large.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you to Daniel for having me here. For me, this is really for fun, but I'm happy to see that this is really um, inspiring for other people, and hopefully you find this useful. And yeah, I can only encourage people to do this. I think AI is the way to go, as you can see clearly here. I can imagine people are doing even more complex and wild things. So my expectation or my hope is that some of your viewers would be inspired by this session to build something maybe even wild, and then they will share, invite us to also, come and learn
Yeah,
from them. Because that's the
yeah.
whole idea, to be able to learn from other people by sharing what the little we know. So thank you very much for the opportunity, Daniel.
That's true. That's true. So, guys, you heard it from the winger. This is free knowledge, right? Claude AI is the one that's doing everything. You get it. So let's just jump on board. Let's build on. Let's try and create new things with AI, with Claude AI, with Google Apps Script. And then please invite us, invite me, invite the winger. Let us see what you built, right? Let us learn from it as well, so the community continues to grow. So thank you very much for joining us for today's session. I enjoyed it very much. I learned a lot. I know you did as well. And I hope that we'll see you next time when we have another guest on our show. So thank you. Take care. Bye, guys.